Hey guys, how are you? Welcome. Well, we made it through another day. We made it through another day, and I'm broadcasting live like I do every night on this channel. I welcome you to join. You come in, you can leave a live chat. I upload daily videos on this channel, but I also go live every day. I talk to my viewers. They come in here in real time from all around the world. We talk about life. You know, you had a good day, you had a bad day. You hate your life, you're happy with your life. Saga Life, that's the tag name. First one in the live chat. Hey Sam, simple here. Yeah, what I found is, I talk about a lot of things on this channel, but what I found is a lot of people, it touches a nerve and it touches their soul when I talk about mental problems or the hard aspects of life and suffering through life. That really strikes a chord. Uh, and and I want to talk about that a little bit tonight. But what I want to talk about is I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about in life, it's easy to get seduced into the negative part of life. It's like very attractive to want to talk about the deep, dark layers of life. And there's many deep, dark layers of life, many of them. But also, if you're going to do the work of your life, if you're going to exercise self care, you have to make a conscious effort of not just addressing the dark parts about life, but also honestly asking yourself what makes you happy and then trying to make your life better through action and being happier. Because it is possible to be happier. It is possible to get a little bit better. And you're going to backslide and you're going to have bad days and you're going to hate life. You know, life is not about it's always going to be good, it's always going to be bad. It's about what makes you happy. Start there. And I think the next thing, before you even start to answer too much, make sure that your happiness is not tied to someone else. Is your happiness tied to a relationship? I ask a lot of parents, and my mom used to always tell me, I said, Mom, what makes you happy? Well, what makes me happy is seeing my kids happy. And my mom was usually not happy because her kids weren't happy. In some instances, and sometimes. She was most happy when she was using her gift, when she was singing on the weekends. I remember, who was that? Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner, I remember him saying on an episode of The Kardashians, what makes you happy when my kids smile? Look at their family disaster. In many aspects, I mean, this is my own thoughts. This is my own thoughts. Your happiness cannot be tied to your children, to your relationships. There's nothing wrong with having linked goals. There's nothing wrong with wanting the best for your family, or there's nothing wrong with saying, look, this person makes me happy, or this pet makes me happy. But if you're going to stop masturbating to sadness, because that's what I mean too. I found I share my soul on this channel. Sometimes it's dark, but to get myself out of it, I ask myself, Sam, what do I need to make my life happier? Okay. I don't just stay in the darkness. That's the difference between me and these people that do stuff for views or they just masturbate to the darkness. I don't do that. I masturbate to usually Asian porn. What I'm trying to tell you is you have to make a conscious effort to ask yourself what makes you happy. Then you have to say, all right, is that tied to someone else? I got a couple goals this year. I mean, I would probably like to get my mom down to Florida, but when I think about that goal, here's the key. I say, Sam, that goal is tied to someone else's decisions. I have to not focus as much on that goal. I have to focus more on the goals of me making my life happier based on what I control. I know a guy right now, he's struggling with the decision to make a divorce because he's not happy. He can't link, because I know I can feel his soul. And his soul is, I need to get out of this unhappy state. And in order to climb out of the darkness, your happiness has to get separated from being connected with other people. Like he can't make his happiness, all right, I got to have my daughter happy and my wife happy in order for me to be happy. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I want to, go to the gym with my wife. I want to go to the gym with my husband. Your fitness cannot be linked to someone else. Everything in life, with regards to your happiness, has to be centered around what's going to make you happy. You can have some paired goals, but for you to get yourself in the right place, because I think if you're old enough in life, you realize that if you're not happy, ain't no one around you going to be happy. Not possible. If you're not happy, can people around you be happy? And no, I don't think so. I think you can play the facade. You could put up the show. Like I was watching a YouTube interview of who was it? The chef who killed himself. Who in the live chat remembers the chef name who killed Adrian Barord or whatever? He's at like the show where he went around the world and he tasted different food, but he ended up committing suicide. You know, sometimes I watch the Jim Carrey episodes. He's very dark. Sometimes I watch Robin Williams. All these people that were giving off a lot of facades of happiness. You know, you say, how can you take these people advice? Like one of my viewers, shout out to Polk County King Genius. He says, Sam, you know, he likes, you know, when I'm talking about like deep, dark truths. He says, Sam, I like that you're talking about mental awareness, mental illness. Can I leave a link to someone who gives free advice? I said, yeah, that's fine. I'm all about freedom. And he's a good brother, positive brother. But I said, just please put the disclaimer, be careful who you take advice from. And if you're not doing the own work of your life, you may need help. You may need a psychiatrist. You may need, you know, sometimes they call me like a life coach. I'm not. I'm a guy who lives in his car. I work an IT job. I would love to use my creative gifts full time. That's one of my goals right now. How do I make my life happier? I want to have more of my own free time so I can use more of my creative gifts and manage my day based on doing things that I want to do. And then I have to figure out, what does that look like? How do I put in the work to get there? Okay. Because at the end of the day, you can come up with a great game plan with your therapist and you can get on the right medication, but you still got to get out of bed. You still got to get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what medication you get on. Doesn't matter if you got super psychiatrist over there. It don't matter. It don't matter if everything's going right with your family. If you're not going to get out of bed and you're not going to start doing some work of your life, you're going to be watching YouTube videos about mental illness all day. I mean, is that what you want? So what makes you happy? Just for you, not for anyone else. Because you have to keep yourself happy before you can make someone else happy if that's your goal. And I think as you ask yourself that, well, what makes me happy? I like to be by the beach. I like hot weather. I asked myself that a couple years ago when I found myself unhappy. What'd I do? I started downsizing my life, started selling my house, throwing out my stuff. I said, all right, I got to take action. I got to get out of this. I got to get out of New Jersey. It doesn't make me happy anymore. What makes me happy? I discovered going for a walk makes me happy. I said, all right, I got to put away eating some of these food and just go for a walk at night instead of having a second course of dinner. Because that makes me happy. I found happiness in going for a walk, listening to music. And then as I eliminated some of those things, I had more free time. And I said, all right, what can I do with my free time that makes me happy? YouTube that makes me happy. And I'm asking myself that question on a daily basis and in a way to get myself to a happy place. Because you have to have an aim. You have to have a focus. You can't just wake up and expect this world to make you happy. Huh. There's a quote I see sometimes on like Instagram or social media. They say like, you know, be careful if you're not planning your life because someone else will plan it for you. And guess what they got planned for you? Not much. Okay. If you think someone else has got a good plan for your life, they haven't even figured out their own life. Like I guarantee you, shout out to my guy King Genius, like that person who's going to give free mental advice like on their YouTube channel. What I found is they're probably struggling themselves. What I found in life is most people are on a paper thin slice of happiness. Barely holding on to their sanity. That's what I found. Even people very educated, great jobs, great life. Everyone's, and that's why, you know, it touches a chord. It tugs at people's soul sometimes when I speak about a dark truth. But I don't stay there. You know, and what I'm trying to say is to get out of there, you have to start focusing on what's going to make you happy. And then the next thing you're going to say is, Sam, nothing makes me happy. Now, I understand that. I've said that to myself because I'm honest with you. I can understand someone saying, Sam, nothing makes me happy. So then what do I answer to that? Well, you know, you got to put one foot in front of the other because if you stay down, if you just stay down, the world's going to keep kicking you. If you say nothing's going to make me happy, I'm not going to go to work, I'm not going to go to the gym, I'm going to let myself go. I did that. And guess what happens? You're still not happy. So as long as you're in this world, you got to keep moving. And when you don't know what makes you happy, go for a walk. And just keep moving. Show up to work. Okay? Do what you got to do. Because if you completely let yourself go, then you're even unhappy times 10. Okay. And if you put off the divorce, you're unhappy times 10. I was talking to my mom today. She's living with my sister. My sister's always unhappy. One is she's never thankful. You got to be thankful. You got to be thankful. And we were talking to my mom. We're talking about a couple people. And I was just like, Mom, I said, one thing we've learned in life is that if you stay in an unhealthy relationship, if you keep fake friends, it doesn't get better. It gets worse. It gets worse. If you stay in an unhealthy marriage, or it doesn't even have to be unhealthy. I don't want to, if it's unhappy, if the marriage is unhappy, guess what's going to happen? In my opinion, you do what you want. It's your life. It's going to get worse. You keep fake friends around you, what's going to happen? It's going to get worse. It doesn't get better, guys. It only gets better when you ask yourself what's going to make you happy. And if your happiness is linked to your spouse, if it's linked to your kids, if it's linked to anything other than you are going to distract your life from building your best life, and you're never going to be happy. And you're going to love watching videos about mental illness or about just being sad. And you're going to masturbate to sadness. Instead of masturbating to porn like you should be without the animals, you're going to masturbate to sadness. Do I know people do that? Yeah. I know people who masturbate to fear. They're not happy unless there's a conspiracy theory. They're not happy unless, the world's going to end. They don't like peace and harmony. So ask yourself what's going to make you happy and keep moving as you figure it out. All right. That's the opening message today. And love, Terry, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the super chat, Terry. Appreciate that, man. Love it, real life. Terry, thank you. Thank you, brother. And means something to me. And like I say, share your life. Share the good and the bad, but share the bad and the good. I know it's easy to share the bad, and people like to hear it. Like you share the bad about your life, and tentacles go up in people's ear. Because people say, oh shit, I can't wait to hear somebody's doing worse than me so I could be a little bit happy. And I understand that because it's a little bit exciting to say, look, Sam, I'm in New Jersey and it's like 4 inches of snow and I hate my coworkers. I said, well, I'm glad I ain't there. So I'm human too. So I said, shit, well, it made me a little happy. It did. I heard that a couple times today. I said, well, I'm glad I get the hell out of there. But you understand what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have got out of there if I didn't say, well, I can't be here anymore. I'm not happy. And so I'm saying all that also to say, put your tentacles out there, not just to hear how other people are doing bad. Put your tentacles out there to what's making you happy and what's making people happy. And you have to make a conscious effort to focus, to put energy into seeking happiness. Because if you just lay on your ass, happiness doesn't come find you. Happiness does not come find you. That's what I found in life. And even when you search for it, it's like fishing. Like I'm out here in Florida, the land, a capital of fishing in the world in some parts. And when these guys are fishing and these girls are fishing off these beautiful waterways, sometimes they sit there for hours and they catch nothing. And once in a while they get something and you can see the happiness on their face, even if they throw that fish back in the water. So what's the message to that? The message to that is, look, a lot of times you're going to be fishing for happiness and you're not going to find it. Nothing's biting. But you have to cast your reel. You have to make a conscious effort to go out and get that happiness and put some bait on the hook to get it. Sometimes people bait you into drama. Like that's what I learned with a YouTube channel. Sometimes people bait me into getting irate because they like to see me get a little fired up. And I understand that. They want some excitement. Their life is horrible. I understand. I told them a little bit. I understand. I don't see a boring channel either. But you got to go after happiness. It's not going to fall in your lap. And that's it, man. And that's it. We get to all live comments now. Terry, thank you again, brother. Hope you're still in here. Thumbs up to you. Thank you for everyone who leave a live comment. We're going to read them all right now. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me take a swig of the ice water and we'll go from there. Also, like I say, I I post on my Instagram every night before I go live. So if you want to be notified, my Instagram is the word inspire, the symbol _38. I let everyone know I'm going live. Sage again, hey. I love to drive. Hey, this is my second time live. Yeah, I remember you from last night. Love and respect. I hope you had a good day. Thank you, Luke. Give me those positive vibes. Well, I just broke it down. I gave the best I got, man. Sam, please, today sucked. Well, I understand it's Monday. Shit, I understand. I had a scammer who bought an item for me a month ago, and now he's claiming he never got the item. Such garbage. That's that eBay game, man. I try to tell you guys, eBay isn't easy. I know a guy who's been doing eBay for 10 years. He probably makes a few thousand a year off it. He still has a full-time job. Like I said, what I've learned in life, what I live in life is, in most instances, you're going to have a full-time job, and then you have to get to do your passion on the side. I do my passion on the side, just my passion. I still have to have a full-time job. Why? Because that's life. But you have to, but back to eBay, I have a friend who does that on the side. And last week, he had reached out to me and said, Sam, I got to know, what was the whole thing I went through to get a P.O. box or a UPS box? Because he had put his real mailing address, where he lives, on his return thing for PayPal, and the guy got like a pair of ripped pantyhose, or he said the pantyhose were defective because he sells pantyhose. I don't know. And he's good at it. And the guy got some bad pantyhose, and he tried to say, I'm going to come to your house. You never know who you're getting online. I mean, that's and he's got a lot of good reviews. He's an honest guy. So I know he sold the right item, but you're going to meet some trolls, and you're going to meet some people like that guy the scammer you met. You think he's seeking happiness? He ain't seeking happiness. He's seeking a scam. There's some people that seek to scam, and there's some people that seek happiness. What are you seeking in life? But protect yourself. How do you protect yourself on eBay or whatever? Look, I have a P.O. box. Don't put your home address. And look, you gotta have a tracking you gotta have a tracking number to show that the thing was delivered. That's your documentation. Documentation will keep you out of conflict. Documentation will cover you in conflict. If you don't have documentation, you're screwed. Then you're on the mercy of Judge Judy. And if Judge Judy's pissed at you that day, if you answer the wrong question, you're done. You got to have documentation. Okay. So what I'm here to tell you is, get a tracking number, brother. If you're going to do full-time eBay and full-time flipping of clothes and merchandise or whatever, you got to have a tracking number. And that's the part that sucks about eBay. I did eBay a little bit back in the day, and the mailing process is a burden. And it costs money, and a lot of times you don't recoup your costs. And that's the whole burden part of it. The only reason Amazon makes money is because they built a whole infrastructure. They weren't profitable for years. They built a whole mailing infrastructure. They're subsidized a little bit, and they finally had a mass scale where they can do it. But the regular guy can't compete with that. So in order to cover yourself, you got to have a tracking number, you got to have it documented, and you got to make sure that you have an extra cost associated with how much the shipping is. Steve, what's up, man? What's up, Sam? I was watching some of your other videos. Nice to see you. Well, thank you, Steve. Nice to see you, too. I appreciate that. Good to see you, Steve, man. Get down to Florida. I know you're trying. Sage, mental illness is still stigmatized. It is. There's more awareness coming to it. Like I say, mental illness, everyone has it. Because everyone worries. Everyone has anxiety. There's different severity levels of it. Some people are very much suffering with it, and some people aren't. And some people play the game. Just like, some people call it suffering. There's some people that play the game, and you would think like they're living a horrible life, but there's some people that are living what appears to be a great life, but they're suffering inside. Like Adrian, the chef who killed himself, Robin Williams. If you just look at them from outside, they put up a facade like they were never sad. But inside they were suffering. And there's some people, like, they're never thankful. They're always sad. The world's always ending. And those people, they fucking live to 90. They're in a nursing home, and the caretakers can't stand them. They're waiting for them to die. So I don't know. Go figure. It's a crapshoot. Luke, but I'm staying positive for all the other good people, yes, there you go, that have bought from you and have appreciated the quality items. I agree with that. If you look in life to keep yourself from becoming cynical, because that's a challenge, you have to remember 90% of people are good and decent. 90% of people that come on this channel are good, decent, and positive. It's the 10% that make you disheartened, but don't let them make you fold up shop. Why? Because look, you still got 90% that support you. So if 9 people say you look great, but one person says you look ugly, don't go get plastic surgery. Say F you. I'm going to, I don't care what you think. 9 people think I'm hot. Good job. Sage, life is like an onion. Well, it is. I like red onions, sometimes white onions. I'm not mad at that. It's all right to cry. That's what I take from it. It's okay to cry. Life is like an onion. So how do I take that? It's okay to cry. But you have to make a conscious effort not to stay crying. Like, you have to say, all right, I'm going to turn off these tears now. Because you can get easily seduced into crying the rest of your life. I mean, it ain't hard to make yourself sad. I don't know if you guys are living in this life, like my man Terry said, this is real life. Like, it's real easy for me to get sad. And I could stay there very easily. But I have to make a conscious effort. Say, all right, what makes me happy? And then I got to do more of those things. I got to position my life around more of what makes me happy. And it can't be linked to someone else. Good job. Apathy. Hey, Sam. Oh, wait, I'm going to skip Luke. I'm sorry. We'll come back to you. Luke. Life is truly an everyday battle to stay mentally positive. I agree with that. And not let this world cause you to go crazy. I agree with that. On the stupidity of humanity. Well, I agree. And again, it's the 10% negative, 90% positive. So there's a lot of intelligent humanity, a lot of compassionate humanity. But it's the 10% negative that makes us cynical. So we've got to be careful not to get caught in that low percentage. Apathy. Hey, apathy. Great topic. Thank you. Apathy. Hydration break. Look, Steve. This is the best I've ever done. Happy, positive. Well, that's good, brother. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. And just know it's okay to get sad again. Because you're going, I hope you know, but you're going to get sad again. Okay? And just know that that's okay. Just don't stay there. And there's going to be times where you're going to want to stay there. And there's going to be times you're going to say to yourself, nothing makes me happy. So keep moving. Keep moving. That's the key. Mel's in the building. Mel, hey, I appreciate you saying hello. Good to see you, man. Luke, and overall, this thrift has been a positive. Well, I know you're passionate about it, and I appreciate that, especially with the stuff I've been going through. No, I understand that. Look, there's going to be some things you love to do in life that don't make you money. They're considered a hobby. Because I think they say if you do something for 3 to 5 years and you don't turn a profit, if you don't make a consistent profit over your yearly income statement, then it's a hobby. It's not a business. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to be mindful of that and how much you're losing, because there's hobbies that you can lose money, yes. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be conscious of it. Hobbies are something, like you said, keeps you happy, right? So you may ask yourself, well, what makes me happy? You like to find deals at a thrift store and sell them for a profit. That makes you happy. Now, I like doing stocks for a while. They made me happy to flip. The same way you would flip a t-shirt, I would flip a stock. But then I started... It was a hobby, and it was an expensive hobby. I calculated. I was losing more money than making, and it wasn't exciting. It was still exciting to do it, but it was more painful to lose. So you have to evaluate that. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but you just have to be conscious of that, Steve. Best kind of wild, you go live every night. That's cool. I've never seen anybody do that. Well, yeah, I mean, for about a year now, I have a year and a half. I've had this channel. I wasn't able to go live for about a year ago. Shout out to Miss Kimberly. She used to be a great viewer. She encouraged me to do it. She's not even part of the chat room anymore. She left it. Because at the time I signed up, you needed like 1,000 subscribers. You needed so many things, and I didn't have them for about 6 months. So, yeah, it's been a great journey. Luke, I think a good lesson would be on steps and ways to deprogram yourself from years of self-dependency. You've put either on family or friend or job. Because I think once you clear your mind. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep your happiness focused on you. Because what you're going to find is when you're happier, the people around you are happier. And if they're not, well, let me not be disingenuous. When you're happier, you exude a light. You exude an energy. And people feel your energy. And there's nothing wrong with saying, look, I'm not happy, but I try not to put that on someone else. And when you're happy, you do have to be conscious of, if I go see a relative or a friend and they're always not thankful, I can bring my happiness to their home and they could suck the happiness right out of me. I don't go to certain, I'm a loner, but I've learned over time, I don't talk to certain people, especially for a certain period of time, because it doesn't make me happy. Because they make me sad talking to them. Because they're never thankful. It's always something negative. And the whole conversation is nervous energy. It's not like calm, like-minded energy. It's like, I hate this person, and they're saying stuff that makes me think of all the crap that they do, and I don't like them. And I don't want to be resentful toward them. I got to get out of there. And that's why I said, like, if you're staying in an unhealthy relationship and you think it's going to get better, it's not. It's going to get worse. That's my life experience. Maybe someone has a different one. Maybe someone here can testify tonight that they were in a bad relationship, whether it's a friend or lover, for 5 years, and then all of a sudden it got better and it's been better for another 10. I haven't seen that. I just see it get worse. DTN, what's up, brother? Sam, what's up? I added you on Instagram. Well, thank you, brother. I think I noticed that last night, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, my Instagram is the word inspire_38. Luke, then it's a whole lot easier going forward with a clean slate, mind, emotions, and clean heart. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to wipe the slate clear. I mean, that's what the New Year's is about, right? Everyone gets excited because you wipe out last year. If you had a bad year, it's like wiped out. If you had a bad relationships, like, sorry, new year. If you had bad health, all right, I'm going to get bad money. I'm going to get better money, a whole new profit loss statement. But look, the energy's already died off from that high. We're in the second week of January. The energy's died off. Like last week, I saw everyone in Planet Fitness signing up. There's no energy tonight. The second full week back to work, no one's fired up about the new year. Like, no one's like, oh, I'm going to post another video. It's like the second full, no one's doing that. No one's on a Monday, the second full work week of the new year. Everyone has already lost that steam. And that's why I'm saying you have to seek out every day as a discipline what makes you happy and what your goals are. And that consistency will drive you closer. I mean, you're never going to be in total, euphoria, whatever they call it, utopia, whatever they call it. It's always a struggle in this world. I'm not going to be disingenuous. You can do everything right, and this world could deal you a bad hand. So I'm not going to lie to you. But at the end of the day, I mean, what are you going to do? You going to sit there and look at the bad hand? And I mean, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving as best you can. That's it. Luke, I found something really cool today at the thrift store. It was a vintage Harley Davidson, phone for a landline. Home phone, very cool. And when the phone rings, it sounds like a revving of a Harley engine. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. It puts a smile on your face. I love to drive. Oh, yeah, Andrew Bowden. I'm not saying his name right. I don't know why. I was just watching one of his videos, but thank you. I know now what you're saying. Thank you. I love to drive. Mel. Anthony Bordorn. Yeah, after a couple comments, I finally got it. Okay, I'm not right, but you guys know now. Thank you. Antonio, hello. How are you tonight, Sam? It was a Monday, so, it was a little bit tough. And then towards the second half of the day, I felt like the energy levels were going down, like a second full week of work back for the new year. And like some of my energy was down. I said, all right, Sam, what makes you happy? What do you do? And keep yourself focused. And that's what I have to do. And then I was thinking, well, all right, well, maybe I should look at this for my mom. And I said, I got to keep myself focused on my decisions. It's such a distraction to try to fix someone else's life. It's such a distraction to try to make someone else happy. Sometimes, and I had a pet. I loved a pet. Everyone knows that knows me in real life. But sometimes I think about having a pet or people who have a child. And I think about, do they want to get a pet or get a child because they want to make them happy? And I used to love to bring home toys to my dog and make her happy, see his happiness on her face. But sometimes what I've learned is there's a lot of people now that have service dogs because they want to put the energy into making their service dog happy. They don't put any energy into themselves. And it was like that at a certain point in my life, and maybe that's too why I let myself go. My dog was a blessing from God. But I look at it too, I mean, it was also hard for me to exercise good self-care because I had to take care of someone else. And I think sometimes we get seduced into trying to make someone else happy because we're avoiding doing the own work of our life. And it's hard to do both. I remember like towards the end of my dog's life, I used to go outside and walk a lot. And she used to wait for me by the door. And I know it was tough for her because she didn't understand. I mean, I had her for 10 years. And like for the 9 of those years, I just totally let myself go. And I would stay in the house with her all day. When I was off of work and all day on the weekends, I would take her everywhere with me on every trip. And I would, feed her all the scraps from the table and all that stuff. And then towards the end of her life, I started getting my life together, get my health together. And I would, when I got home from work, I would walk her, and I was a little bit resentful because I had to go home, walk her, bring her back in, feed her. And then I had to go take care of myself. I had to go for a walk. And then when I was taking care of myself, and I'd be outside walking for hours, and people in New Jersey, they see me walking in blizzards. All right. I was focused. I know she didn't understand that. She's like, what? But she waited for me, but it wasn't easy because I couldn't take the same amount of care I couldn't give to her and give to myself. I had to take away some of her time and put it on myself. And and I think that's how people get into a dark space in life. I think because society says, get your college degree, get a family, get 2 kids, get a dog, get a house. And then what happens is you have no time to go to the gym. You have no time to find out what's happiness to you. Your whole life is what makes your boss happy, what makes your spouse happy, what makes your kids happy. And before you know it, you're sad as hell and you're looking up mental illness on YouTube. But also I want to be fair. I've known people on YouTube that have poor mental health and they don't have any job. They have a lot of time on their hands and they've severed all their relationships, or the relationships have abandoned them because they realize this person ain't putting in work in their life. And it don't matter how much I love them, they're not going to get their life together because they're not doing their own work. And then they're just posting videos about being sad. And it's like, come on, man. I mean, shit, we can all make ourselves sad. I'm not minimizing yours, but I'm also looking at your life. You got no job. You got this. I mean, you should be a little bit thankful. And that's why I don't fuck with people. Some people are just so unthankful. Even when they got some good things. I know they got some hard hands, but they're never thankful. I don't want to be around those people. Very true. Good to have you, Antonio. Luke, I keep on thinking of my goal, which is to trade in my car and get a Sprinter van and go traveling around the U.S. thrifting. Well, I never want to take anyone's goal away. I remember watching The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, and he was telling his son, don't ever let anyone take your dream away, because he had started to talk negative to his son. His son had a dream of playing basketball, and his father took the basketball and said, the chances of you basically becoming basketball are nothing. Don't focus on that. And then he had to catch himself because his dream was to be like this suave business guy, and everyone had told him to give up on that. And actually, because he chased his dream, he lost his marriage. They were homeless. And make a mental note, because that was based on a real life. When the real life kid was interviewed, when that movie was first released, they said, do you remember being homeless with your father? And he goes, yeah, I remember. He goes, but to be honest with you, it wasn't that sad. It was like everyone tries to make it sad because my father was always there. And it was, like a little bit of adventure. I know people try to make it sad, but it wasn't. But I'm saying all that to say his father realized he was a hypocrite by trying to take someone else's dream away. So I'm very conscious of saying I don't want to take anyone's dream away, but I also just balance that Sprinter's a lot of money. And what you're going to find, if you have a dream to own your time and to run your business, the main thing is you have to have low expenses. Because a Sprinter, you're looking at $100,000. If you have that as an expense and then you're trying to sell thrift stuff, you can't take that much risk. And then you're not even going to enjoy selling thrift stuff because you're worried about making car payments or getting maintenance done on your Sprinter. It's a good dream to have. I don't want to steal your dream, just like Will Smith. But I'm just saying, live below your means. Happiness, part of happiness is living below your means. Living below your means means you have higher income than you do expenses. Because if you don't, that Sprinter, just like that house I had for a while, it's not going to make you happy. It's going to make you pissed. It's going to make you hate life. It's going to make you unhappy. So just be mindful of that, but go after your dream. Luke, and selling online, I imagine. Antonio, Florida's warm tonight, a little cool front. Right now it's probably about 65 degrees Fahrenheit in Florida, South Florida. So it was only like 70 degrees today. That's cool for me, too cool for me. I don't mind at night, it's good sleeping weather, but during the day I'm not hot enough. But better than being up north in the snow-ridden northeast, so I'm thankful for that. Gotta be thankful. Linda, hey Linda. Hey everyone, happy to be here, good. With Sam and all. Well, if you're happy, I'm happy, but I can't link my happiness to your happy, but it's a plus. Thank you. I love you. Laughter's medicine for the soul, that's true. Mel, thumbs up, and then a van emoji, good job. Luke, here's the real question. How do you deprogram your mind from past experience attached to people that have caused you pain? Like you said, everyone's different. Let go. Don't mind fuck life. Let go. Let go. The minute the memory comes up, let go. You gotta let your mind drift. You gotta let your mind drift. Every time you latch on and you attach to a memory, what you're doing is you're getting seduced into making yourself sad. I could do that all day. I got enough bad memories. I can seduce myself very easily. I have to let go. I have to let go. You can numb the pain. You can self-medicate. And when I say self-medicate, a lot of times people think prescription pills, but it's alcohol too. A lot of, and I'm not judging you. I'm not. If right now you're watching me with a Miller Lite and a pizza, I'm not judging you. I'm saying for me, I'm self-expressing for me. Is that to me, numbing your mind for me is not the answer. I don't want to be the type of person where I need a glass of wine to make me happy or I need a beer. I don't want. But if you do, God bless. I want to have the mindset of I let go. I let go. Now, is it easy? No. Are you still sad? Yes, sometimes. But you got to go forward. Got to keep moving. Good job. Free to be me. I have been so lost in making my family happy. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's illusion. That's all it is. Good job. I forgot what makes me happy. That's what happens. After every divorce, you know what happens? I lost myself. I can't tell you how many people I know got into a divorce, and then after the divorce, they say, I lost myself. That's what happens. That's what happens when you link your happiness to someone else. It's true. Luke, so what would be your advice to people that have a different, more tender-hearted general attachment or family or friends, acquaintance, comfort, care? Only be with people, whether they're friends, family, or lover. There's nothing wrong with wanting more companionship than me, but only be with people that are good for your mental health, period. I can give you a bunch of psychology, a bunch of deep religion, theology. I can give you all this long-winded speech. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong if you want more relationships with me, but you measure them by this standard. Are they good for your mental health? If they are, check mark, they're in your life. If they're not, X mark, they're out of your life. Someone give me the Ghostbuster emoji. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. When you are seduced into having this long, drawn-out drama, keep it simple. And that's a very simple question, very easy to answer. And that's what I found. That's why sometimes I despise, and that's the word I want to describe it, therapists or psychiatrists or people who give advice on YouTube too much. I mean, it's not that complicated. And sometimes people like, even what I've learned, like therapists and psychiatrists, just like pastors, they like to make people emotional. Like when I was having a church game and we went to different churches, what I found is many times, like when churches would give prophecy or when they would do healing of the sick, they like to get people so fired up that they would make them cry. Almost because, like, if the pastor saw that he got an emotional movement out of you, if you passed out or if you cried, he did his job. And many times I've seen that in the psychiatry game with therapists and psychologists. If they can work you up and make you cry, they've done their job. Remember Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams? Robin Williams was a guy who committed suicide. And in this movie, he was the therapist. Talk about irony, okay? That's why be careful who you take advice from, even if it's free advice on YouTube, okay? Robin Williams was this psychiatrist guy on Good Will Hunting, okay? Matt Dillon was the guy who got abused as a child, okay? So but I don't even agree with it. He was trying to make Matt Dillon sad or trying to make, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. And he was trying to make him cry. Was that a breakthrough? The movie acted like it was a breakthrough. But to me, I thought that was emotional manipulation. When the guy's ready, he's going to share. And if he's not ready, he may be sad his whole life. That's the reality. Because Robin Williams don't got the right answers. He committed suicide. That's the damn truth. Okay? So be careful who you take advice from. 100. Good job. Antonio, you make my day. Thank you. With your topics, videos, truth, thank you. Stay healthy, bro. Thank you, brother, by the grace of God and do a plant-based diet. Thank you. Antonio, cold as balls, all caps. I'm in New York today. I know I've talked to a couple people from up there. Want to cry. Well, brother, I'm not taking joy in your sadness, but it does make me happy. Notice a disaster out there. I love you. J-Dot, hey, Sam, thumbs up, laughing good. I live near the beach. Good. That makes me happy. I started snorkeling this year. Well, that doesn't make me happy, but I like to surf. It's an amazing experience, especially when you see all the different sea life. Well, I can understand that. I like nature. Definitely makes me happy. Well, I'm not mad at you. Try it. Nah, I'm not going to go that far, but I love you, and I'm glad that makes you happy. And I could understand how seeing animals and nature makes you happy. I can understand that. I don't want to have like a snorkel thing on and all that. I don't have room for a snorkel kit and a wetsuit. No. I got to wear no underwear. I'll go on the beach with my basketball shorts on. I'll do a little boogie boarding. That's as far as I want to go. I love you though, Gina. Keep snorkeling. Antonio, warm weather is so good. Yeah, it's good for your mental health. And I asked myself that, what makes me happy? I said, well, being in warm weather. What I do, I sold my house. Okay. Uprooted my life. Slept in my car in New Jersey for 2 years. Why? Because I said, this ain't making me happy. I got to get out of here. Good job. Sun on the skin. Yep. Warm air smell. Yes. Warm breeze. Girls in shorts. Well, that ain't, that's a plus. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sundresses. Yes. Sun. Yeah. Beach. Yeah. Pool. Yeah. Etc. Good job, Luke. Amen, brother. Free time to use our creative gifts, yes, to make us happy. I'm 100% with you. Good. And Luke, celebration emoji. Yes. Terry, thank you again, brother. I hope you're still in here. I want you to know I thank you, brother. I appreciate that, Terry. Thank you. Isaac, big bro, spitting them facts. Thank you. How do you come up with your thoughtful discussions and topics every day? I just share what's on my mind and what's on my soul. So I don't like sometimes like I have a creative wave and I write it down on my phone to talk about later. But I had like 10 things written down on my phone today. I scrapped them all. I just went with what was in my own gut. So some things, when I'm really lost for something, I'll just go with what I've written on my phone. And some things, I just pull it right out of my soul or right out of my life. But it's never something like orchestrated. Like, all right, I got to pick a topic that gets a lot of people in here. I don't do that. This is part of my real life or part of something I've been through in life. So, that's how I run it. And because I figure, look, if this channel going to go anywhere, it's going to go somewhere what makes me happy. And it doesn't make me happy like, making up stuff to try to get more viewers. For me, what makes me happy is sharing my life, connecting with people like-minded, and being able to grow it that way. That would make me happy. If I had to do it a different way, it would make me happy. I got no passion. So, but I'm thankful that you connected with that, and I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Salute to you also. Thank you. John, what's up, brother? John Suttles. Sam, thanks for your encouragement. Thank you, brother, for that comment. I needed a kick in the backside, thank you, to get going in the right direction. I love you. It's a gentle kick. I really appreciate the openness. Double thumbs up, John. I hope you're still in here too, brother. I love you, man. Respect to Boston. Love to you, man. Thank you. Thank you for that, boy. Sophie, hey, Sophie with the cat emoji's back. Hey, Sam. The first thing you said was masturbate. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. When I clicked on funny timing, well, you got the right timing. That makes me happy. Yeah, it does. Why? Because I fulfill a sexual need without having the drama of a relationship, and I don't hurt anyone. And it's just doing me. But that's only one thing out of life. But sometimes, like at the end of the day, I'm thinking about, all right, well, I go back to my campsite and I masturbate. That'll make me a little happy. And it does. It's not my whole life, but that's part of my life. Yeah, it's true. Tom, mountain biking and riding motorcycles makes me happy. I'm not mad at that. Grateful to have my health. Tom, the main thing, good to see you, brother. The main thing I heard was grateful. I do not believe you will find happiness without gratitude, without gratefulness, without thankfulness. I don't. I know people in real life. I don't even have to do a survey. Like, I don't have to do a YouTube post, like, 3 things, and, like, tell me, I don't have to do a poll. I don't have to take a poll, like, can you be happy without being thankful? I don't need to do a poll for that, okay? I know the answer from my own real life. And what I'm telling you is, if you're not thankful, you're never going to be happy. That's truth. Life never going to be perfect. I think life can be better, but never going to be perfect, but you got to be thankful for what you have. As best you can. As best you can. Good job. Mel, going at my own pace, not being in a rush. There you go. And taking my time. Good job. With urgent good and just cruising. That's a good balance. Makes me happy. I like that. So freedom makes me happy. I'm with you. And seeing good people happy. I agree with that too. Okay, later. Was it cheesy? No, I like that, Mel. Me and you on the same page, brother. 100% emoji to you. Luke. I agree with you, Mel. Good thoughts. Thumbs up. Yep, I agree with that too. Tiana Marie. My entire identity has been mommy. I can understand that. I've talked to a lot of moms about that. I've been in the MILF game. It's time for me to discover what makes me happy. I've heard that. Then take action and pursue it. I can agree with that. And respect and love to all the mothers out there. Again, I think it's a great quality. I know there's a lot of sacrifice in being a parent, especially a mother. So I understand the sentiment of wanting to see your kids happy. I understand, but I've also seen in my mother's life, sometimes the more she tried to make the kids happy, the sadder they were. So now look, parents play a part, especially in the younger years. Your parents, my mom was a blessing. She still is a blessing. But as an adult, once you become an adult, you have to seek your own happiness. Like your mom bringing home McDonald's, that used to make me happy. Like my mom brought home McDonald's, yes. And I was thankful for that. But then as I got older, I had to figure out what makes me happy. This McDonald's don't make me happy anymore. It's actually making me obese. When your children become adults, they got to figure out what makes them happy. And you pray that you've helped them and you've guided them and that God touches their life and they find it. But they have to seek it and they have to be thankful. You can't, as a parent, you can't put the burden of your child's soul. You can't put the burden of your child's happiness on your soul till you die. You have to let go. But I know that's very hard. Like I put the burden of my dog's happiness on my soul until she died. And I know my mom always said that to me. She goes, Sam, if you ever have a child, you never stop worrying till they die or till you die or whatever. And I understand that. So, but you gotta let go. You gotta let go. John, good evening, Sam, and everyone. Thumbs up and like. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. If these videos help you, if you like them, to click the thumbs up, to share the video. I appreciate. Thank you too again, Terry, for the super chat. Love to that, man. Terry, thumbs up. John, those make me happy. I'm not mad at you. Zeus, what's up, man? Coast, I'm mad at you. Joseph, Sam, I get up. I don't know what that is. I get down. Oh, like an up emoji. I get down as down emoji. I get up emoji. I get down. Yeah, life's about up and down. That's true. In the down season. Okay, well, I appreciate you honestly expressing that. That's fair. Freezing misery. Well, that's a disaster. But I'm leaving for Vegas. Good job. And then, see, now we're getting a little bit up. January 22nd, airplane emoji up, back up. Well, I think that's a blessing, man. You're honest, man. And, hey, look, you got something to look forward to, so that's a blessing. And here's the other key. Joseph, and everyone else in a similar position. Joseph, you have all the resources, brother, that you can start to now take more action, more decisions based on your happiness rather than your children or your family, because it sounds like your daughter's grown and things are better. And I was telling my mom that today. I said, Ma, you are a blessing to all of us, but all your children are grown now. And, everyone's settled in their own life. I said, now, you have to look at liquidating your property or whatever and doing decisions based on what you need to make yourself happy. I said, because, now's your time to, enjoy the latter years of your life and make the most of your life. You have to do that, and that's, so I understand. Backwoods, what's up, Dylan? Hey, how's life been going? Overall positive. I'm thankful. I would say overall positive. Yeah. The sunglass face emoji. It's 32 degrees in what's that? Not New Hampshire. Where's that? NW. Sammy. Well, that makes me happy knowing I ain't there, but I love you. And then he gave like blowing the nose. Oh, that don't make me happy. I remember being up north. Like my nose is very sensitive. And when it was cold, and I would blow my nose, like I would like bust vessels in my nose. My nose would get so dry and nasty. Oh, my body don't react good to the cold. I'm thinking winter should be vacation time in Miami. Well, brother, living a vida loca down here, man. Miami's where you want to be. Or somewhere warm. Yep. Take care, Sam. Amen to warm weather. Well, it does make me happy. Look, sitting in Florida, even though it's only 65 degrees Fahrenheit tonight, I'm happier than sitting in New Jersey. Oh, yeah. Chad. Glad I can get in tonight. Well, good to have you. From Minnesota, but my life changed. Can't watch so often. That's okay. But glad to listen tonight, Chad. Glad to have you, brother. Keep pushing forward as best you can. Chad, pretty dang mild in Minnesota. Well, that's good. Sitting in 30 degrees. Well, that's better than a negative below. So let's take a win when we could take it. Love and respect to you, brother. Chad, kind of nice. Well, good. That's positive attitude. Luke. I do tracking with all my items. Okay. Shipped. So I'm covered good. You're covered in that respect. Good job. Chad. Funny thing, Sam. You talk about being in a mentally hard to show up. You talk about it being mentally hard to show up to work. Oh, yeah. Show up to anything. Yeah. Every day. Well, my job got me going to therapy now. Haha. Not chasing the carrot anymore. I can understand that. I know. I know where you at, brother. I know. I'm just sharing my life. I understand. Look, like I always tell you guys, I'm sharing my life based on how I got to view it for me. But I certainly understand that there's different ways to move in life and everyone has their own way. And whatever season of life you're in, as long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone, and as long as our worlds can co-mesh, like I got no problem with Chad saying he's doing him, I'm doing me. We got love for each other. But if Chad ever became an unhealthy mental relationship for me, I would cut him out of my life. And I'm sure Chad, if I ever became unhealthy mentally, cut me out of my life. Like someone asked me, when do you know a relationship is over? When they're not good for your mental health? And believe me, I will tell you I love you, and I do love you. But if I'm telling you right now, I learned from my own past experiences in life. If someone gets to a place with me that they're not good for my mental health, they get blocked, whether that's on social media or real life, go forward. And I would understand if someone did that to me. I don't expect people to pledge blind loyalty to me. Like I said, Miss Kimberly, who was one of my first viewers, and when I had less than 100 viewers, she was my main viewer. She used to encourage me, like, Sam, go live. Sam, grow your channel. And I was like, I'm only doing it to see. And I think I said something that offended her. And we were very similar, but she's not on here anymore. Why? Because she probably, at some point, she was listening to my channel and she said, this guy's not good for my mental health. And she said, I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't blame her for that. Everyone's got to do them. Good job. Chad, wear that carrot on the stick. I know, but hey, man, we got to make money, man. Chad, not chasing anymore. I'm not mad at you. Apathy. Sammy, besides your mom, Florida MILFs, yeah. Poor, yeah. And a big yes. And dreaming of being yes. And instantly independent. That's what I want to do. I don't know. I'm still smiling about that, man. Let me get financially independent and then I'll tell you the next thing. But right now, look how happy I am. I'm happy. That makes me happy. Good job, Apathy. I don't know. I gotta become a man of leisure, fully independent, and then I'll tell you the rest. Good job. Joseph. Sam, if you want to be alone, I can wear roasted garlic and curry. I hate curry. Dookie emoji, yes. But I don't wear still alone. Well, I don't know, brother. I don't want to see you naked wearing curry, brother. Let's go back to Apathy's comment. She goes, besides your mom, Florida MILFs, porn, yes. The beach, yes. Dreaming of being financially independent. Yeah, that makes me happy. I talk about curry and Joseph naked. I'm not so happy. I love you, though. Joseph, go G. Good evening, Sam. Good evening to you. I was thinking about going back to school. Okay. Doing online courses, learning a trade. Okay. Can you give me some advice? I was thinking medical billing. Don't go back to school, get a job. Get an entry-level job in medical building or being a plumber, electrician. Do that job for at least a year. Show up every day for at least a year, then go back to school if you're really interested in a career. But school is an investment. It's a financial debt, and you only get a return on that investment if you show up to your job that you get in that trade. Don't go to school, get an entry-level job in the medical field, get an entry-level job in a skilled trade, show up for at least a year. After you've done that, if you want to go back to school at a low financial commitment, then do that. That would be my advice. Love and respect. I love you, Joe. AJ, that's our brother from Miami. Let's take a hydration break, guys. Thank you. AJ, there is nothing wrong with asking for help. I agree with that, but there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Let me finish reading your comment. I'm sorry. Actually, it's required if you want to achieve anything worthwhile. Thank you, AJ. I love you, brother. That's true. Look, if you need help, ask for it. But I remember Lamar Odom saying that to Rob Kardashian. I remember watching an episode of The Kardashians, and this is before Lamar Odom, you found out he was strung out on crack and almost killed himself. I remember him telling Rob Kardashian when he started gaining weight, like, Rob, if you need help, there's nothing wrong with saying you're not okay. Here it is, a guy who was on the verge of a suicidal drug binge and destroying his life. He was giving someone advice that he wasn't taking. What's the message? Be careful who you take advice from. And, like I say, man, ask for help if you need it. Seek it if you need it. But then you're going to have to get to some point in your life. Ask for it, seek it. I want to be clear. You have to get to some point where you got to do the work. Your therapist can't do the work for you. Doesn't matter how they balance your medication. You got to do the work for yourself. But you may need some help. And there's nothing wrong with asking it. I'm just trying to balance that conversation. And I'm with you. Love and respect. I hope I say his name right. I'm not going to say it right. Say metamorphosis. Oh, yeah, that's close. Joe G. Logistics. Okay. Logistics. Yeah, like, we had a guy in here who was like a truck driver. He was into logistics and stuff like that. Charlotte, I'm so happy living alone. And me too. I never been married all my adult life. But now alone, finding I'm happier than I've ever been. I ain't mad at that. Living alone, mind you, no regrets, but enjoying the peace. Charlotte, I'm happy. Peace. I like where you're at. Good job. Peace emoji to you. Joe Boss, hey, Joe Boss, hand wave emoji back to you. Tana Marie, there are people in my life that I can only handle in small doses. I can totally understand that. Nothing bad enough to cut them off. Okay, that's fair. But limit the conversations. I agree for your mental health. That's a fair comment. I agree with that. That's a good job. AI Gaming. Hey, man. Love and respect to Canada. Good to see you, AI. Joseph. Whether we are poor and digging out of a hole, a good hole emoji, or prosperous, and money bag emoji, I like that one better, we can still be miserable. I would agree, but the money bag, like when I saw the hole emoji, not too happy. When I saw that money bag emoji, a little bit happier. So I do agree with you. Nothing's going to make, but the money bag will make you a little bit happier. That's true. And then he gets frown face. We only have one world. That's true. To share with people. Well, Now I respect Joseph. See, Joseph's got the holding hand emoji with someone else to find her happy. See, for me, instead of that emoji with like a guy and a girl holding hands, to me it would be a guy holding a bag of money and watching porn on his phone in his car at a campground site. But to each their own. I love you, Joseph. The wandering, okay, the wandering guy. Drugs, surefire way to mess up your mental health. Yeah, hey, look, I don't take drugs. I say a family member I know messed up on drugs. Food is a drug, though. Food is a drug. Obesity is a drug. Food's a drug. Sugar is a drug. Well, sugar's not a drug, but it can destroy your life. You're right, though. I agree with you. Alcohol and drugs, but I think everyone kind of, I don't want to say everyone knows that, but gambling's, could be like a drug. And that's why you gotta be very careful not to judge, right? Like we all know heroin's a drug, opioids a drug, but again, food's a drug if you get too caught in gambling or stocks or a risky business. If Luke keep doing thrift stuff and he's losing money left and right, and people are trying to come after him because he's selling like t-shirts that the decals keep falling off. Now I know they're not a drug, but I'm trying to make the association that anything unhealthy for your mind has a similar effect to a drug, right? So, I've had family members strung out on heroin, hard drugs. I've seen the streets. I've seen people, shooting up needles, passing out in front of me. So I know the devastation of drugs. So I agree with your comment. But I've also seen the slow death of someone eating themselves to an unhealthy place, from someone keeping an unhealthy relationship in their life for years. So you can decay away very obviously to society, but there's plenty functioning people in society that you would never know that they're on a drug, a harmful life drug. They're just not living a good life. And life's very hard to live good. That's why I'm making a more, like, you got to really make a conscious effort to seek happiness and to be realistic that you're not always going to be happy. And it's not easy. Life is hard, man. So you gotta make the best of it. But I hear you, brother. Daddy Geek, hey, Daddy Geek. Hey, all. Woohoo. Is the man breaking it down again? Heart emojis with the magical sparkle. Thank you. 3 claps, prayer emoji, palm tree, and blow kiss. Thank you, Daddy Geek. Good to see you. I hope no service went down today. Apathy. Sam, exclamation mark. Do you know of anyone else who lives out of a Jeep? No, well, no, I YouTubed it when I was first looking on YouTube like 2 years ago. There was one young kid that had started to live out of his Jeep Cherokee. He was a little bit older. Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago on YouTube. But then after 6 months, he gave up and he went back home to his mom. So that's what I found. After 6 to 8 months, most people aren't living in their car. Like I say, it's less than 1% of society that long-term sustains living out of their car. Most people just daydream about it. Most people at the RTR right now, most of them are like people just looking for companionship. Because even all those people there, and there's only most of them don't even full-time do it. Or they just started and they just want to get on Bob Wells' channel. They don't really do it like fully seriously. So it's a very small percentage of society. The only other person I know that does it is someone I met online. She is a girl. She tells me she's a girl. And I believe she's a girl. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. But she lives in California and she lives out of her Jeep Cherokee. But she, like, I know even like sometimes I think she like stays at someone's house, maybe once in a while. Nothing wrong with that. But like, even like the big YouTube people, like Katie living in a car or whatever, the past 2 months, she's been living in her mom's house. Like Hobo Alley, I don't think she really lives in her car. So a lot of the big time people on YouTube, even like the van life guy, the element life guy, he hasn't been living in his car for months. He was like with his parents in Boston or whatever. So like, I don't know. Like even the people that claim they're living out of their car, I don't think they're doing it on a daily basis. It's less than 0.25% of society. You're looking at like a rare sliver of society. Now, I wish I also had the money bag 1%, but I'm trying to tell you, not many people do this. Not realistically. Like they'll have a show to say they're doing it, but not realistically. And then I just broke that down. Who lives in their Jeep actually listens to people concerned. Oh, and I definitely don't know anyone who does that. And read their comments. I don't know anyone does that. I am the 0.1% of society and offers genuine advice. Very few people do that. I'm the only one. You're one of a kind. That's true. I think that's true. You're right. Thank you, Apathy. Daddy Geek, amen, Apathy. Yeah, you broke that down. Damn, that was a good job. Woo. You can buy a 2017 Transit Connect In a 20K, oh, yeah, I agree with that. In a 20K range, yeah, I agree with that. Fully loaded, I agree. I did look at them. At some point in my journey, I may look at that. Now, that's a good comment, woohoo. Like I said, I still am in my mind, it may change. I still in my mind see me buying a Toyota Prius next because I move around so much. But I'm conscious as I get older, the most dangerous thing I live in this lifestyle is driving. I saw 2 accidents today. And when you live full time in your car and you're driving a lot, you're not just, camped out. Driving is dangerous. But I like the fuel efficiency of the Prius if I got a new car and I'm still relatively young, I could do that. And then it would be a Transit Connect and then maybe an RV as I got into my 60s and 70s. But, who knows? That may all change. But right now I'm happy. I'm content in my Jeep. As long as my Jeep holds up, as far as mechanically, I plan to keep it for another 5 years. Now, again, I'll leave my mind open to change. But right now, I'm not like discontent with my current setup. So I'm happy. I'm thankful. Apathy. Amen, Daddy Geek. Grateful. Yeah. George, good to see you, brother. Zelda. Hey, Zelda. Hey, Sam. Still here with you. And then she gave like a lot of like ghosts with the tongue out. That was a good emoji. Good job. Omar, what's up, brother? How do you eat a plant-based diet on the road? Easy. Every supermarket has fruits and vegetables, along with tofu and plastic containers and beans. So I haven't seen, I haven't seen one supermarket that doesn't have plant-based options as far as like fruits, vegetables, and tofu, and even some vegetarian meat. Just don't shop at Walmart because their vegetarian meat made me sick. But other than that, brother, very easy. But it takes a while to break bad habits. I mean, I used to be obese, so I understand the excuses of it costs more money to eat healthy. I can't find health food. That's a bunch of BS because I spent more money eating out, eating General Tso's chicken and all that, and Chick-fil-A. I spent more money, and I would remember getting off my ass like right now, like at 10 o'clock at night. I just had dinner. I cooked dinner. I was trying to be healthier. And then I remember saying, I got to get up. I got to go get a Wendy's. I got to get number 6 spicy chicken. I would put more energy into going out and getting the food I was craving than I put in energy finding something healthy to eat. People put more energy and more money into going out and getting their craving unhealthy food than they would getting their healthy, readily available food. That's the truth. That's from someone who's lost 200 pounds, maintained it all for 7-8 years now. That's it. Simple. But I understand the struggle. Love and respect. Apathy. Sam, might you know where a person who has a lot of empathy for other people and is kind-hearted person find other like-minded people? Humanity is getting cold. Well, I think you got to cut the people out of your life and watch what you feed your mind, because humanity is actually, again, I think 90% good. And even Anthony Bourdain was saying that in all his world travels, even in different countries and cultures, he found that 90% people are good. Some people have different cultural differences, but 90% of all people are good. It's 10% bad. But if all you watch is TV and you're watching the government shut down and you're getting all worked up and you hate, then you're going to hate life. And then you get caught in the YouTube world, just like you get caught in the YouTube world, like you watch one nomad person, one person living in their car, then they recommend another, then they recommend me. And then you think everyone's living in their car. But I'm less than 1% of society. Like I said, I'm one of a kind as far as my channel. So but if you watch me all the time, everyone's Sammy's everywhere. I'm not everywhere. So it's the same thing with negative people. If you watch one person and they recommend another, and then you're in that whole universe of negativity. You gotta get out of that universe. Bad universe, not good. Joseph, Sam, I know what I need to do. It's in the works, good job. And then house, blow up that house. Sell cash out, good job. And then buy the RV. Get that Class B, brother. You earned it. I'm out of here. Island emoji, brother. That's my dream for you. I hope you do it. Zelda, good adventure. Have a great evening. Zelda, we love you. Peace emoji, heart emoji, prayer emoji. Thank you for staying with me. I love you, Zelda. Apathy. I fear the miserable, apathetic, all caps, hateful trolls are recruiting the youth to be hateful and apathetic, starting with their own spawn. Damn. Look, they're out there, but let's acknowledge there's 90% positive people that we see on this channel. Sometimes there's 10% negative, and they're negative. So I understand you're hurt, because I understand you're compassionate. Just by I look at a person's tag name. That says a lot about them. Sometimes people come in here their tag name is Blue Ball 69. So let's see what this guy got to say. You understand what I'm saying? So your tag name is Apathy Sucks, which means you're not for being over empathetic to someone because you've been hurt, but you've also learned the lesson that if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. But at the same time, you can't make your heart cold, because if you think that's the answer, that's not the answer. The answer is you still have to be empathetic. You still have to have, I know apathy is like almost, somebody Google the word apathy and put the description in the chat room. In my mind, apathy from my memory is like, you're trying to be over sympathetic to the point where it's like enabling. Okay. But you don't want to do that. I've seen that. But you don't want to lose compassion. You just want to keep healthy relationships. And I think when you have healthy relationships and when you love yourself and when you're willing to cut people off, it's not as hard to find that balance, because it is a balance. But what I found is when you keep people in your life that you're enabling, when you keep people in your life that take advantage of you, when you keep people in your life that you allow to talk any way to you, then you know what? You become cynical. And, you hate empathy because you've been burned. And so you got to be very careful. Good job. George, Sam, I'm applying a little bit of what you have been saying and doing. Thank you, Sam. George, thank you. I hope you're feeling better. Thank you, brother. Apathy. And then she gave the arrow emoji, thankful and grateful. Well, praise the Lord. That's why me and you vibe, because I could feel that from you. Hector from Italy. Love and respect to Italy, brother. I'm 100% Italian. Love and respect. Wendy's. Yeah. Oh, Wendy, I was just talking about that. Roasting people makes, okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes you happy. Yeah, I used to have a guy like that. But yeah, there are some people that have mental illness. I mean, you don't have to look far in life. Now, whether it's abuse or whether it's just a psychopath, I don't know. It don't bother me, because I've dealt with psychopaths before. They're human. They have a life expectancy too. And they eventually perish, and they cry, and then they say, like, that they're Superman. Been down that road. I see where it all ends. Not impressed. Not impressed at all. Just another guy that either his mother didn't hug him enough, or his mother hugged him too much, or he was adopted and then he wanted to, there's so many reasons. But overall, good day. Positive day. Okay. And we're good. George, Sam, the burden of your child on your shoulders, that is said perfect, man. Well, thank you, brother. That comes from my mom, and my mom would be honest with me, and I love my mom. And I know I really felt that once I had a dog. And once I felt like when I got sick and when I was in the hospital, you know what I thought of? Who's going to take care of my dog? I was, at my what I felt was on my deathbed. I mean, it wasn't. It was just nerve damage. That was my worry. That was a burden on my soul. And it was like, almost like, I cried in a devastating way when I was at the veterinarian office when I put my dog down. Like, the secretary couldn't even look at me because I was bawling. And she was like, she couldn't even look at me. But in one sense, it was a double-edged sword. It was a horrific feeling of knowing I'll never see my dog again in this world. But at the same time, it was a relief that I'll never have to worry about her again. And that's why I don't get another dog, because I know they bring great joy. But I also know for me, I'll never stop worrying about them. And I'll always, and that's too much out of me. And that's all I can share with you is my life. Hector, happiness is not easy to obtain. I could totally understand, and I agree with you. That's why you can't just make yourself sad. You have to ask yourself what makes you, and you have to seek happiness. You have to aggressively go after it without chasing it, but with putting energy into it. You can't chase anything in life because it will be elusive. But you have to put energy into focusing on your happiness. If you don't, you're just going to get sad, because it's very easy to get sad, very hard to get happy. You have to put more energy into happiness than you do sadness. Like the guy who likes to roast people, you think he puts energy into happiness? No, he didn't even put any energy into his profile picture. He copied off of Wendy's copyrights. The guy got no energy, low energy guy like Jeb Bush. You got to put energy into your happiness. And that's how you're going to be unique. Good job. King Genius. Laughing good, good to laugh. And then palm trees, a lot of sunglass face, good job. Looking at females on the beach, I'm not mad at that. With the bikini, yeah, makes me happy too. Yeah, laughing out loud, good job, Joseph. Sam, boner prayer emoji. I'm not laughing mad at you. That makes you happy. For me, I'm not mad at you. Hector, society often destroys your life if you're not strong enough. I totally agree with that. Yes, society will have you in debt, have you going back to college at the age of 50, and think that's gonna make you happy. Not until you get rid of that, marriage, not until you get rid of that big ass house, and then you just decide if you want to go back to college. But first, consolidate your life before you do anything crazy. Good job. I can't. Oh wait, did I skip somebody? Oh no, I didn't. I can't stand Hobo Alley. I don't want to tear anyone down. I just had to share that but I don't want to. I hear you, brother. I don't want to start to become that. I don't want to start tearing people down. I want to also say that those people have helped me in their own way. And at times in my life where I was looking for some people to show me this lifestyle, all the people I listed also helped me. Just like a pastor also helped me in my life, but then I became to a point where I just outgrew them. So I don't want to be too negative, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm with you. Bob takes other, yeah, I understand. I'm with you. Submarine Vet 81. Yeah, much love and respect too. Boston, good to see you. Tinkerbell, glad I still caught the live. Well, Tinkerbell's good to have you. Hector, people are becoming like animals. Not really. And compassion is out of order. I don't think so. I think people 90% are positive. I think 10% are negative. I think that's always been. I think actually now, if you look at the context of history, we are more compassionate and loving and united than we've ever been. John, one, lack of feeling. Oh, good. Dang you. You Google apathy. Let's see what that's. One is lack of feeling or emotion. Impassiveness, drug abuse, leading to apathy, and depression. Lack of interest or concern, indifference, political apathy. That's interesting. I'm glad you shared that. Thank you, John. Thank you for looking that up, brother. So apathy saying that sucks. So the tag name apathy sucks. So that definition sucks. That's what she's saying. To be indifferent sucks. To have a lack of interest or concern about like a series of society issues, it sucks. So she's saying you don't want to be like that. That's what apathy is saying. Now I get it. Okay, good job. Joseph. Sam, blue balls. Would me be the prayer bone emoji? Yeah, well, if that gets you going, I'm not mad at you. MCV, what's up, brother? Good evening, Sam. Thumbs up emoji. Thank you, brother. Good to see you, man. Joseph. At Wendy's. What was that? Yeah, don't worry about it. That guy's on some other stuff. Burning people at the state. Yeah, don't remember. Disaster emoji. That guy got there. You are full of energy. I try to. I got to make a conscious effort. It's not easy. Believe me, I could very much seduce myself to sadness. It is contagious. Thanks, buddy. Well, I appreciate that. That's a great compliment to me, Hector. Thank you, brother. Love, respect, man. Let's take a hydration break to that. Sean Murphy. Good to see you, brother. The media needs to preach more spiritual messages. No, they don't. I watch the Christian network and the Jewish network, the Islamic network. They all suck. Why? Because too much religion. You don't want them preaching that. You got to seek religion on your own. You don't want it on the news, and you don't want it in the schools either, okay? I'm not one of those guys bring prayer to school. No. You have to seek God on your own terms in your own way. If you don't do that work, you ain't gonna get to a good spiritual place. And I love God. I love Jesus. I seek after it. What I'm here to tell you, though, no one can give it to you. Just like your therapist. They may be able to, like a pastor help me, a therapist may help you. People can guide you, but you got to do the work of your life. Because what you're going to find out is your pastor, he's got his own issues. And your therapist, she probably in a failed marriage or something. She just being a therapist because she got to pay the bills. That's what you're going to find out. And you damn sure don't want the news media to be preaching you the gospel. You want to go out there and seek it yourself. And what you're going to find out, the gospel is very simple. Treat other people right, love yourself, love God. That's it. I mean, not a big, people make it way overcomplicated. People make happiness overcomplicated. Like for me right now, just trying to make the most of my day and finish my day on a positive note, that's happiness. You know, not taking life one day at a time and not thinking about like the next 10 years, that's happiness. But people want this big magical answer to happiness. The answer is get through today and be as positive as possible. Try to make the most of your life. Try to be grateful. No magic answer, but people want the magic answer. That's why people go to Oprah to get weight loss advice. Why? I don't know why someone would join Weight Watchers when Oprah still hasn't figured out her own weight. But I understand. And she got a YouTube video talking about you can eat all the bread you want and still be in shape. Total disaster. It's all right. Clem, Good evening from up north. Well, brother, love and respect from down south. Good job. Hector. I think TV often shows the dark side of us. Oh, yeah, because they like that. It pulls people in. Drama sells. Drama sells. That's true. We must fight it. Don't even watch it. That's how you fight it. Now, I know you need a little bit of drama in life. I understand because you don't want to see all happiness. Like, if you saw all happiness, you might as well watch Joel Osteen. I can't watch that guy for more than 5 minutes. I want to throw up. But I try to find a balance between Joel Osteen and Trump. There's a balance somewhere in the middle. You got to find it. John, God helps those who help themselves. Now, I believe in grace. I believe God helps those even who don't help themselves. But I don't, okay? God will help you. I won't. Because I'm not God, okay? And you need God's grace. I need God's grace. I got to keep, and if you're not good for my mental health, go to God, okay? Love and respect. You do your part. Yep. God does it. I hear you. I'm with you. Faith without works is dead. But I believe in grace. I believe even people who are total disaster, they're still going to get God's grace. But I'm not going to sit there and judge them. I'm not going to play that mind game like, oh, are they going to heaven? Are they going to hell? I ain't trying to figure all that out. I'm trying to make the most of my life. If you're not good for my mental health, that's between you and God. But I got to do what I got to do for me. And I'm not going to try to figure out other people's life. I got to figure out my own life. That's my job. Good job. All right, guys. That being said, I gave it the best I got. And I appreciate everyone watching. Terry, again, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate everyone who takes the effort to click the thumbs up and share the video. Sean Murphy, hello. Hollywood has a lot of satanic messages in their dramas and TV movies. I don't know. They said a lot about that with music, too. It may and it may not. I don't. But you got to remember, movies and music, it's just regular people making art. And most people, I've made videos about 70% of people are sad. So it doesn't matter if it's 70% of people in Hollywood or 70% of people in Miami. Most people are sad. So the people who are directing your movie, they're Harvey Weinstein, the guy who was a sexual predator. He's the one making your movie. So, who's making your laws? Donald Trump. So it's like, everyone is sad. Everyone's nasty. So they're satanic. Yeah. So, that's why you got to be very careful just to go, there's positive people out there. You can't focus on negative. Good job. Gilbert, being here makes me happy. Well, brother, that made me happy. Thank you. Joseph, good night, Sammy. Good night, brother. All right, guys. Love, peace, and what makes you happy? Apathy, I love you. Thank you. Gilbert, take care.